So, my boyfriend of multiple years just casually dropped a bomb on me like it was the weather update. Not even dramatic. No buildup, no sad music, just boom. I haven't been in love with you for months. And then proceeds to act like nothing happened. Like, sir, you just emotionally evicted me but still expect me to pay rent? Okay, let me rewind a bit. So the other day, I went to check out a couch I found on Facebook Marketplace. Already risky. You know it's bad when the listing says slightly used and the vibes say slightly haunted. I get there and the guy selling it. Oh, he wasn't selling a couch. He was selling eye contact with my chest. Man didn't blink, not once. I could have worn a turtleneck and he still would have found a way. And then he suddenly decides the price is $50 higher than listed. Oh, okay, so now it's creepy and inflation? I was uncomfortable, I wanted to leave, and I thought, hey, maybe my boyfriend could come with me next time. You know, support, safety, basic human decency. So I ask him, simple request. Hey, can you come with me after work? I don't feel comfortable going alone. His response? No. Just no. Not even a fake excuse. Not even a maybe later. Just no, like I asked him to help me move a dead body. So I ask again and again because I'm thinking, surely this man who I've been with for years might care about my safety. Wrong. Instead, he gets mad. And now I'm the problem. Apparently, I have a shitty attitude. And then comes the grand finale. I haven't been in love with you for months. Months? Sir, you've been doing a whole emotional undercover operation and I didn't even know? Like, what was I in this relationship? A roommate? A subscription service? A background character? And here's the weirdest part. He drops this life-altering information and then never talks about it again. Like we're just going to go back to normal? What is normal now? Good morning, person who doesn't love me but still uses my charger? So I try to talk about it, like an adult. And he just avoids it, dodges it like it's taxes, changes the subject, walks away, suddenly very busy. And now I'm sitting here like, do I even love him anymore? Because honestly, he's boring. He ruins everything fun I try to do. He doesn't get my jokes. Like I could say the funniest thing ever, and he'd respond like I just explained a tax form. We don't even kiss anymore. At this point, I'd rather take a lifelong vow of silence than be intimate with him. That's where I'm at. And the worst part? We're stuck. Financially, emotionally, logistically. If we separate, we're basically homeless. So now we're just coexisting, like two strangers forced to share a Netflix account. And lately, I feel like he's always watching me. Not in a cute way. In a we're clearly over, but no one wants to admit it kind of way. So yeah, my boyfriend doesn't love me, doesn't want to talk about it, won't help me buy a couch, but still lives with me like everything's fine. At this point, I don't need relationship advice. I need a plot twist. Because this story, it's stuck in the worst season imaginable. But tell me, do you stay or do you finally walk away even if it means starting from zero? Because honestly, being alone sounds a lot less lonely than this. My boyfriend won't shower, so I moved to the couch. All right, I need you to hear me out before you judge me, because this sounds bad, like really bad. But I promise I didn't just wake up one day and say, yeah, I'd love to destroy my relationship over soap. So I'm a 27-year-old woman and my boyfriend is 28. We've been together for 3 years, living together for about 6 months. Everything was going great until I realized something. Something small at first, but now it's living rent-free in my brain. My boyfriend barely showers. And when I say barely, I mean maybe twice a week. Twice! Meanwhile, I shower every single night before bed because, in my mind, the outside world is basically a giant bacteria convention. Public transport, germs. Workplace, germs. Door handles, germs having a family reunion. So yeah, I like being clean before I sleep. Now here's the confusing part. He doesn't smell bad, like at all. I don't know if this man is blessed by the hygiene gods or what, but somehow no body odor. So for a while, I ignored it. I told myself, okay, maybe this is fine. Maybe I'm just being dramatic. But then it started getting to me. Because think about it. He takes the bus every day, works long hours, sometimes even goes to the gym or runs errands after, and then just gets into bed. No shower, no rinse, no let me wash the day off. Just straight from the outside world into the sheets. And suddenly, I can't unsee it. Every time we lay down, my brain is like, yeah, that's a full day of public bus plus sweat plus dust just chilling in your bed now. Enjoy. I tried to ignore it, I really did, but then it got worse. I stopped wanting to cuddle. I'd literally lie there like a statue, trying not to think about it, because the moment I did, game over. Sleep, gone. Peace, gone. Romance, also gone. So I finally talked to him, very gently, like I rehearsed this conversation in my head 50 times. I said something like, hey, I know this might sound weird, but it would mean a lot to me if you could shower before bed more often. And he was hurt, like really hurt. You'd think I just told him he was banned from the house. But he said okay, he said he'd try. And I thought, great, problem solved. Yeah, no, that was 2 months ago. Nothing changed. Same routine, same habits, same unshowered bedtime entrance. So eventually, I did something dramatic. I moved to the couch. And listen, this wasn't some petty move. This was survival, because I physically could not relax in that bed anymore. Of course, he noticed. He asked me why I wasn't sleeping in the room anymore, and this time I didn't sugarcoat it. I told him the truth. I can't stop thinking about how dirty the bed feels when you don't shower. And again, he was hurt, but this time he pushed back. He said I wasn't being understanding, that he's exhausted after work, that showering feels like a whole extra task at the end of the day. And now I'm stuck. Because on one hand, I get it. Life is tiring. Some days even brushing your teeth feels like a full workout. But on the other hand, is it really that unreasonable to want a clean bed, to not feel grossed out in your own space, to want to cuddle your partner without your brain screaming, germs? Now our apartment feels weird. We're still together, but there's this invisible wall between us. He's in the bed, I'm on the couch, and neither of us feels right. So now I'm asking you, am I overreacting, or is this one of those small problems that slowly turns into a big one? Because right now, it's not just about showering anymore. It's about comfort, respect, and whether two people can actually live together without one of them sleeping on a couch over hygiene. So tell me, am I the problem here, or would you be side-eyeing that bed too? He said it didn't count, and it turned into a family drama. All right, this story sounds tiny, like blink and you'll miss it kind of tiny, but somehow it turned into a full-on emotional situation in my house. And now I genuinely don't know if I'm being unfair or if my husband's ego just hit maximum defense mode. So here's what happened. Just a normal day, nothing dramatic. My husband is cleaning up around the house, throwing random stuff away, organizing, doing his thing. At one point, he grabs an item, something that was actually supposed to be saved, and casually tosses it into the trash. No hesitation, no second thought. Straight into the bin. A few seconds later, you can literally see the realization hit him. You know that face? That, oh no, I messed up face. Yeah, that one. So he quickly reaches into the trash, pulls the item back out, and says, I almost threw that away. Now, enter my daughter, and listen, kids have zero filter. She starts laughing immediately. Not mean-spirited, just pure, uncontrollable, did he really just say that? Laughter. And she goes, you didn't almost throw it away, you did throw it away. And honestly, she wasn't wrong. Like, sir, the item completed its journey. It saw the inside of the trash can. That's not almost, that's a full experience. But instead of laughing it off, my husband freezes. No smile, no chuckle, nothing. Just processing. Then he responds, it doesn't count as being thrown away because it didn't stay in the trash very long. And that's when things escalated. Because now my daughter is laughing even harder, like doubled over, can't breathe. This is the funniest thing ever laughing. And she says, that's not how that works. You're making up your own facts. At this point, I'm just sitting there, trying not to laugh because on one hand, it is funny, but on the other hand, I can feel the tension building. She keeps going, tells him he's basically presenting alternate facts and that he should learn to laugh at himself. And that's where the mood completely shifts, because now it's no longer a joke to him. The room gets quiet. Conversation ends. Everyone kind of goes their separate ways. And I'm thinking, okay, that was awkward, but it'll pass. It
did not pass. Later on, he comes to me, and I can tell he's actually hurt, not just annoyed, hurt. He says he didn't like being laughed at, that it felt disrespectful, that our daughter crossed the line. So, of course, I apologize because I get it. Nobody likes feeling like they're being made fun of in their own home. But I also try to explain her side, gently. I tell him she wasn't trying to be mean, she just thought it was funny. And the moment I say that, he gets defensive, like instantly, shuts down the conversation, doesn't want to hear it. And now I'm stuck in this weird middle ground because was it a little joke that got out of hand? Yes. Did my daughter maybe push it a bit too far? Also yes. But at the same time, was his reaction a bit too serious? Because let's be real for a second. If you throw something in the trash, even for 5 seconds, that thing has been thrown away. Like, there's no trial version of throwing something away. There's no, it doesn't count if it was brief. That's not how physics works. And now I can't help but feel like this isn't really about the trash. It's about pride, about not wanting to be wrong, about not wanting to be laughed at, especially by your own kid. And maybe, just maybe, about ego stepping in and saying, nope, I'm not taking this L. So now I'm here wondering, am I wrong for thinking that? Am I being unfair by seeing this as an ego thing? Or is this one of those moments where someone just needed to laugh it off, but instead turned it into something bigger than it needed to be? Because honestly, this whole situation started with trash and somehow turned into a debate about reality itself. So tell me, does it not count if it was only in the trash for a few seconds? Or is my husband just trying to rewrite history to save face?
Girls, stop testing your boyfriend like this. It can end really bad. My friend had serious trust issues, like she'd check his last scene, followers, everything. One day she said, I'm gonna test him. She made a fake account, cute profile pic, random name, and texted him. Hey, I saw you somewhere, SMH. At first, he ignored it. She got annoyed, so she tried harder. Not gonna lie, you look kinda cute. Still no reply. Now her ego got involved. She texted again. Your girlfriend doesn't have to know. Wink, wink. After 10 minutes, he finally replied. Sorry, I have a girlfriend. She literally smiled, like proud girlfriend moment. But then another message came. And honestly, if this is her testing me again, her smile faded. Tell her I'm getting tired of proving myself every week. She froze. Because yeah, this wasn't her first test. But wait, it gets worse. He sent one last message. I love her, but I don't trust this relationship anymore. She didn't reply, didn't reveal it was her. Next day, she acted normal. That evening, he said, we need to talk. And just like that, the relationship ended. All right, those stories were insane. But seriously, what would you have done in any of those situations? Would you forgive or walk away for good? Let me know in the comments. I'm always reading. And if you're into real crazy Reddit stories like these, make sure you subscribe because the next stories I'm bringing, they're even more shocking than this. Trust me, you're not ready.